Oh, hello, YouTube. All right, so glad to be with you today. Fishing Buddy 254 right here with you. Okay, now want to talk about something relating back to urine therapy. Therapy's been around for about over 5,000 years. Dates back to the Vedic text. All these different ancient cultures. Want to talk a little bit about something new that I've learned about this particular therapy. It seems like this therapy has got many rabbit holes. And you learn these rabbit holes as you go along. Of course, most of you probably know it's so good for the skin. It's so good for you. Just fresh urine is just great. I mean, there's nothing looping it. It's great. There's nothing wrong with that. But I've graduated rather to working with fermented urine. And it seems like the fresh urine early in the morning, the midstream, I drink it all, is great. There's nothing wrong with that. That's great. That's fabulous. But it also seems like the fermented urine, and I'm talking about the urine that's been looped over and over and over and over and over and over again until it's just chin clear. And I let that set out for usually a night, and I'll drink it that next night. So we're talking maybe about 2 days. 2 to 3 days, we'll put it 2 to 3 days, up to 5 days, we'll put it in a good fermentation area. And what this will do, you'll notice on the bottom of it, there'll be a little whitish haze on the bottom of the bottle. And when you drink it, you want to drink a larger amount of it. And what this does before you go to bed is this totally alkalizes the body. It puts the body through a unique formation of alkalization, and it totally alkalizes the body. So when you're receiving this alkalization from all of this fermented urine, it's probably 100 times more better for the body as far as the alkalization goes than the fresh urine. The fresh urine is great, but usually it's going to carry its pH. They vary. They can vary depending on the foods that you ate. If you eat some acidic foods, your urine's going to be more acidic. If you eat a lot of alkaline foods, raw foods, it's going to be more alkaline. But the fermented urine definitely increased my lucid dreams. I mean, I went directly into a dream state. It's almost like my pineal gland just went into straight production of dimethyltryptamine, like just straight production. And it seemed to be that the cleaner, I think that the urine that's looped over and over again, over and over again, over and over again, over and over and over and over and over, everything comes out, goes back in, everything goes in, comes back out, and the cycle just keeps on, that this urine obtains a certain standard, a certain light standard, where the light, it actually becomes activated. It's what they would classify as the activated urine, because it's so filled with light, because it's been looped so many times. So this urine is the healthiest to consume because it's the most alkaline, of course, because it's been looped so many times. But if you let that urine sit out and ferment for like 2 or 3 days, and then you consume that with a little bit, just a wee little bit of Bragg's apple cider vinegar, you don't need much, and instead of it keeping you up at night, you don't really have to. If you do it in the morning, put the Bragg's apple cider vinegar in there. I've only experimented with that a couple of times, but it seemed to be that when I took it with the Bragg's apple cider vinegar in the urine that had been looped several times, it only increases the energy. But at night, before I go to bed, if I drink the fermented urine, it seems to have that effect of alkalizing the body and that effect of pushing you into the dream state, to where you're in more of a lucid state. More lucid dreams, believe it or not, are very healthy, because this is the inside emotion being released from the body. And you want to have these innermost feelings released out, because if they are not released, they're not regulated. And if they're not regulated, they're going to build up. And when they build up, you're not going to be able to sleep at night. You're going to have disrupted patterns. It's just not good. And all it is a buildup of energy. It's kind of like, and I'm not meaning to get grotesque or anything. I'm just throwing this out there. It kind of goes along with the analogy of a person that has sex and they reach a certain part of their sex, and it releases that energy. When you dream, it also releases energy in the body. It's an energy releaser on the spiritual level when you dream. This is a spiritual release of the internal energy in the body. Let's put it like that. This is one good definition. Now, a lot of this is based on my own experience, so you may have a different reaction. I'm not telling you that it's going to be the same reaction for you that I'm having, but what I will tell you is, for me, this is what's happening. All I can do is just tell you. And I've done this twice now. 2 nights I've done this. And I can't remember all my dreams, but I can tell you I slept real good. I slept a lot better than what I usually sleep. And they've got scalar weapons going on around here. They're using that audio frequency, that harp, and they're using these F towers and X-ray towers. They've got all them on all the time, and I can hear that little hum in my ear all the time. And usually that kind of keeps me up at night. But when I'm doing that fermented urine right before I go to bed, I mean, I'm like it pretty well, like, and I usually have been doing like 33 ounces of it at one time. A big glass bottle, always in glass. Anything with urine always needs to be in glass. And it's pretty much, whereas the morning urine seems to really get me going. Like it really puts me into, it's kind of like wake up, drink your coffee, and you're off. Except for me, it's like wake up, drink your wee, you're off. And I'm just about 50 years old, and I don't look like I'm 50. So I'm just giving you my testimony. You don't have to believe it. You can think what you want to think, but I never get sick. I never get sick. I never get sick. And when I'm doing this urine therapy at night, it's like I have, and in the morning, and I drink apple cider vinegar and distilled water throughout the day. And that's a good way to go too. If you just drink, but if you loop your waters throughout the day, it's going to be that much better. And I just think that once you get the body well hydrated, you can just loop your waters from there on out. I mean, you're good to go. You don't have to keep going and buying distilled water and going to the store and buying 10 or 15 gallons here and blah, blah, blah. You don't have to do that. You can make your own water in your water distiller, and you, of course, have got your own natural distillers to liver and the kidneys working together. So I wanted to let all you know that. A new discovery I've made about the urine therapy seems to be that the fermented urine too is really good for enemas. I have not done this yet to a great extent, but I am going to start. The fermented urine can be incorporated with the apple cider vinegar with the warm distilled water, but it's like 1 part per 10 parts. You gotta break it down. So you wouldn't use straight fermented urine, you wouldn't use straight apple cider vinegar, but diluted in distilled water, warm distilled water. And you want to use what's on the bottom of the fermented urine, on the bottom, that milky stuff. You want to use that in the enema. Son, this entire therapy has been kept a secret because the elite don't want you knowing about it. And that's the truth. That's the real truth. You keep getting taught that everything that's esoteric is evil. But esoteric really means hidden. So when Jesus says all things hidden shall be revealed, then what he's really saying is all things esoteric shall be revealed. But he's not even talking about all things esoteric is evil. Now, you folks can believe what you want to believe, but I'm just here to give you my personal testimony as to what I'm doing and what's working for me. So, thanks for watching, folks.